Okay, so I've been gone for 3 days now. I was on a good streak. Well, not really, but I've been posting more. And no one bothered to tell me that the audio in my last two videos were just absolutely quiet. So I'm gonna make sure for this video it is. I edited those videos on my MacBook, and I'm thinking I'm never gonna do it again. Or if I do it again, I'll make sure the volume is like super high and go through tests. But anyways, that's not the point of this video. The point is I want to talk about why Netflix just has a really weird thing where they'll make great shows, start them off great, really strong, and then end them like poopy or have a very underwhelming finale to these shows. And I'm talking specifically about Netflix originals, okay? So I'm not talking about like when Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul is on Netflix, because you know that is technically considered shows on Netflix. I'll talk about Netflix originals, what Netflix has like exclusive rights to. So that includes, we're gonna go all the way back to the first show I can think of, 13 Reasons Why, and most recently we have Stranger Things, Squid Games. I never watched this one show, but I heard the ending was so bad, people decided, yeah, we're not gonna talk about it anymore. Umbrella Academy. No one talks about The Witcher anymore. I don't know if it has a bad ending, but no one really talks about it, or it got canceled midway. I'm not sure. Bridgerton is still going on. Season 4 part 2 comes out like in 2 days by now, and but it's not like the ending. Outer Banks is already on its way there. I really didn't like the last season. My goodness, season 4 was just horrible. And I think I noticed a common theme between the shows that I do want to talk about. It feels like Netflix has a great job, or I don't want to say Netflix, the writers and the director have make a really good job in giving the point across to why they make these shows, only for Netflix to kind of milk it a little farther and not have any they're out of touch with what the show is about, only to make some few extra money from your subscriptions, especially when they started doing these volume trends now. Like they won't release a season in one complete package. They'll split it up now, which I don't think it's that bad because other streaming services do it. Like I know the ultimate reason for that is just to have your subscriptions be extended longer and get more of your money. I think for us, it benefits us in a way where the show, it feels like it can be like the show, we can enjoy the show a bit longer with, of course, us throwing our money in. But it's like, it's not too bad. Like, especially with Netflix, there's a binge model. So it's kind of nice to have everyone be on the same page where even though someone will binge it or someone like what decides to watch it in like a week span, at some point we'll all be on the same page processing what we just watched, and then for the next part of the finale or whatever, we all enjoy it. Like I really liked how they did with Arcane. Like you don't wait like months on end. You wait like a couple of weeks or so, I think, to get, you know, Arcane season 2 together. Actually, aside from Arcane, I think Arcane is the only exceptional Netflix show that is very well done in by itself. But I'm not sure if Netflix had much to do with it because it was produced by a different studio. Netflix apparently only acquired it through like global distribution. But it's just like, come on, Arcane is the only show I can think of. Peaky Blinders doesn't count. That is a BBC original. Netflix acquired the streaming rights exclusively to it. But everything else, like these great shows, man. Stranger Things, Outer Banks, 13 Reasons Why, Squid Games. All of those shows were at the top at some point. But then the ending is just so poo-poo. Again, Outer Banks hasn't ended yet. I understand that. But, I mean, come on, dude. I really do think what they did, and I'm going to mainly talk about Stranger Things and Squid Games, because those are the two most recent Netflix shows that they've made. It feels like with Squid Games, they forgot what the show was about, especially with Season 2. They threw out every build-up there it was in Season 3, and just kind of just like went poo-poo-pee-pee all over, and some characters like the detective had a very useless arc. And with Stranger Things, you don't get to hear any characters anymore who we've seen built up from season 2. For example, Dr. Owens, we don't know what happened to him. Where was he after he got ambushed in season 4? Like he was like being beat up like brutally by, you know, Sullivan and his men, only for Sullivan to be reduced to a bird victim. We don't see anything about him after that. Like, he just kind of went poo-poo after Volume 1. We don't see anything about him anymore. And then Dr. K is just, like, the final, like, second boss. In fact, she is the final boss because the Vecna fight was just like shorter than 10 minutes. And then with Squid Games, it's like, or not Squid Games, 13 Reasons Why, they ruined some characters' development. They also ruined the story too. I think what they did with some of these characters, they wanted to kind of give it, they wanted them to diverge completely. But then there was this kind of no understanding to how they even got there in the first place, except for Clay. I could see how he all like lost his mind like mentally, but Jessica just having an open relationship with Justin, and then getting to like Outer Banks. Season 4 was horrible. They threw away like Rafe's character development and all of that. They kind of made him like an anti-hero now, and he joins the Pogues. Sarah Cameron is clearly a gold digger. Also open relationship. Cheats on John B with Topper for like the second time. And some of you guys may not know what the shows I'm talking about, but I'm basically giving you like legit points from the shows that I have watched and how they've gotten like so far after they ended or are still ongoing. It doesn't end well. Like the show just kind of declines. So it's like, but it's only on Netflix that I see this from. I don't see any problem with HBO. Except Game of Thrones. But there's a lot of HBO originals that I think either not talked about or just not like because they're not popular. Because really, when you think of streaming services, Netflix is pretty much on top. Prime Video has been doing great so far with The Boys, Invincible, Reacher. There was that one weird show, The Summer I Turned Pretty, but a lot of people like that apparently. But it's just... my point is, and maybe I'm kind of like losing you guys and I'm just yapping at this point, but I really do think Netflix just has a bad track record with having good shows and then ending great when everything just has a mediocre ending to it or just a very underwhelming finale. But yeah, I just kind of yapped a lot. I honestly just wanted to throw that in there. This wasn't even a video I was like really trying to make. I only did it just for the sake of like keeping the channel active, and the algorithm has been very friendly to me. But but this is something I've been thinking about for like a while now, and it was just kind of thoughts like to my head, like just shower thoughts. But I don't know what you guys think. I don't know if it's just Netflix. Maybe other streaming services are making the same sin too. Like it's like you have these great shows. Like why how do they all go booty hole after that? Like I don't understand. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. That's just a yap that I have. So this is probably going to be a new thing now. I'll have a yapping segment when I have nothing to like cover. I'll just talk about my shower thoughts. Yeah, so that's all I got to say. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.